All right, y'all. I sold the 2008 G35 sedan. I put about $3,800 into that car, and I sold it for just $2,000. In today's video, I'm gonna tell you guys what happened, why I sold it for that price, what I actually learned from this experience, and over what you guys may believe, why I'm actually okay with taking that loss. So let's get started. What's good, y'all? It's Jalen. Now, welcome back to the channel. And if you're new here, this is a great time to actually be here. Now, I created this channel for, not just to talk about cars and build cars, but to give you guys some more of an authentic, real ownership, wins and losses. You can't win every time, unfortunately, but you can minimize your losses and mitigate, your losses and whatnot. So, yes, right now on screen, what you guys see right now is my 2008 G35. It was, silver, whatever it was. It was pretty cool. It was pretty fun to work in that car. Now, I bought this car for the sole purpose to show you guys that there's a way to build a clean G35, even if it has high mileage, daily driving for a little bit, and actually be able to make some kind of profit on it. Now, was I wrong? I mean, evidently, yeah, I did lose profit, but I did build a clean G35. It was able to be daily driven, and it did its purpose. It told me some things as well. So let's break down this car. Now, first thing up, y'all, we had the starting price. Started up to that car for $2,800. After everything's said and done, basically put $1,000 into that car. So that's maintenance, mods, registration, all that stuff. It took me about $1,000. So we're into that car at $3,800. Roughly, I think the exact number was like $372 or $382, something like that. But $3,782 or $3,770, something like that. But we're gonna round it up to the $3,800. Keep it a number you guys can easily see and understand. Now, at this time, everything made sense for the car, y'all. Buying the car, it was pretty cool. Negotiating the price when buying it, all that stuff. It made sense. I was like, I could definitely make some kind of money off of this. In hindsight, it was a crazy risk. I'm not gonna lie. And was it well worth it? That's for y'all to decide. I'll leave that one up for y'all. Now, why exactly I took a loss on that car? There's a couple of things. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. One of them was maybe my fault, highly, whatever, a little bit, whatever you want to say. It don't matter. But the first thing up was the mileage and age of the car. So 08 had 170,000 miles. No matter how clean it really looked, the first thing someone's gonna look at is the mileage. They're gonna be like, 170,000 miles, damn. Maybe if it was 150, maybe if it was 130, but 170, damn. So, and a lot of people wasn't gonna really pay for that price. And obviously, there's mods in the car. Now, depending on how your mods are done, doesn't really add value. A lot of times, some people are like, oh, muffler delete, $300 more. No, not really. But in my case, I had some really tasteful mods. So, for example, we had the trunk spoiler, roof spoiler, and then the carbon fiber interior. Now, that carbon fiber interior alone would have been enough for me to part out the car just on the interior basis. I probably would have made more money if I just parted it out than the full interior to somebody. I didn't feel like waiting on that time, and I'll get to why I didn't have the time for that later. Obviously, as well, market reality. Unfortunately, the paperwork wasn't coming in time, because the best time to sell a car, in my opinion, is that end of summer, heading into fall, around that time. Anyway, once you get in my opinion, too far into November is when people don't really want to pay a lot of money. Because most people are trying to buy cars after they've been working all summer, they saved some money, and now they're trying to buy a car. And a lot of people pay more because they're just in a rush, so that would have been a little bit easier to sell a car at that point. Unfortunately, I wasn't prepared at that time because I didn't have the paperwork in time. The car was finished, but the paperwork wasn't here yet, and I need to sell the car with the paperwork. Now, market reality was just the fact that it was probably a mistake. I'm not gonna lie, it was a mistake. I built the car for the enjoyment of just just having fun, had a side project. Was it a waste of money? Not really, because I was bored, high key. I just wanted something to do, so it gave me something to do and put some more time and energy to something else. The resale logic obviously didn't work in my favor, but that overall timing aspect of working on the car, that worked in my favor. It was pretty cool as well. And then lastly was the check engine light. If you guys remember my last video, I said that I did not fix the check engine light completely, and that is true. Now, I was, I went to the shop I'm cool with, wanted to talk to them and stuff. It was just chopping it up, just talking about what possibly it could be. And they're like, it's probably the sensors I keep using. I kept using like some Amazon sensors. They're like, yo, those things is probably crap. Which they were right. I'm not gonna lie, because I ended up buying some like Denso sensors. It fixed the problem. It did. Let me get to it though. It fixed the problem with the camshaft sensors, right? So the sensors were good. I also changed the solenoid at one point, and I use Amazon solenoid as well. And I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't going back and replacing that one with a new one. So I just told the buyer, like, listen, it has this check, it has this code. It was 2 codes, I think it was, or was it 3 codes? It was 2 or 3 codes. I'll put a screenshot of the codes in my description. I even built it into the Facebook description because I didn't want nobody to like, oh, I cheat them or I didn't. Nah, none of that, bro. Put them in the description. Told them the 3 codes. I would say 3. Yeah, I would say 3. I put the 3 codes in there as well. That way, if anyone want to look it up, they can look it up. They, you know ahead of time. I'm not going to BS you and be like, yeah, bro, it's a perfect car. Nah, it's codes on it. Drives good, but the codes is there. So that happened, and obviously that hindered my value because if it was flawless, I would have sold it for a lot more. But the fact that I had those codes was a big problem. Now, the actual sale process of the car, I'll put some B-roll of that and like, little clip of what happened. And, no BS, y'all, I took a loss. You know what I'm saying? I took a loss. I'm not gonna lie. Ended up selling the car for $2,000. I put in $3,800. It was an $1,800 loss. And to be honest with you, I probably lose a little bit more, but the little bit more I spent wasn't on like the car specifically. It was just like things surrounding the car. Like I bought some metal glasses because I was like, why not? And then I bought some tools that I probably didn't really need. You know what I'm saying? Just extra things that like, I'm not going to build into a car price because I really didn't need to buy it. It's kind of things I just bought just because. So, as well as they were expensive, not related to that car specifically. But do I regret it? No. I don't regret it. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I really don't regret it. I learned a lot with this car, and I learned a lot with all my cars that I work on and stuff specifically. Even like the G35, the 05 I got, that car, I did everything myself. So, stripped it down. Obviously not the engine, but interior strip down and stuff and work on that things, figuring out what's going on with the audio. Still doesn't have audio, but I did figure it out. I just don't really want to know if I'm gonna spend the money on it just yet. The G37, my 09, running great, knock on wood. A couple things I gotta get into that car, which you guys are gonna hear about in later videos as well, because I know I've been going for a while, but it all makes sense soon. Trust me. So a couple things I did learn I want to highlight for you guys. Always put an exit price. I did have an exit price, but something I should have did was come with more of like a backup exit price and then think like, okay, is this actually realistic? Because I think I was aiming a little bit too high and unrealistically my like mindset of like, when it's summertime, sun's on me, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go to the moon with this. Realistically, I should have been a little bit lower. Also, think about cars that are fully depreciated as well. Obviously, the G's right now are kind of like in the bottom out part of the market where they're like, depending on condition for real, even in like higher mileage, they're really around that like $3,000 to like $8,000 price range right now. Obviously, if you're going to a dealer, you're going to pay dealer tax, so you're probably paying about $8,000 to $13,000 at that point. But they kind of like had that plateau moment where they're just like price is pretty stagnant, and I don't really see prices going any lower on them because I think they're about as low as they're going to get. And also, don't overinvest into a car, especially when it's high mileage. Now, if this is something that's personally for me only, like I wasn't going to sell at any point, then I would have, things changed. Things would change, the budget would change, all that would be different. But that wasn't the case. I knew I was going to sell it, so I really shouldn't have overinvested into something I knew I was going to sell. I should have just did the fixes and then just flip it, boom. But it was fun to do the mods. Why not? I can't complain. Selling G35, it was for a reason. I was in a rush to sell it. If I was a little bit more patient, I probably could have made a little bit more, probably around like 3,000 or maybe 3,200. Honestly, I could have, but I was in a rush. And the reason why I was in a rush is because I needed the space. One, it was kind of like becoming like a thing. I was like, damn, mentally I was kind of getting a little bit drained from like seeing it in the driveway all the time. Like, damn, I'm tired. I gotta get this car going. Gotta get this car out of here. Financially, I wanted the extra bread to make some moves or something else. And then physically, I physically needed the driveway space because I had some things that one I need to do and work on my car and also the blue car. And having it in the driveway all the time just kind of taking up space, especially because I wasn't really street parking it because registration and all that stuff. I wasn't street parking it that much. But overall, I needed space. Now, the financial part of it, I'm in a better position right now financially. I had some like time constraints because I recently got a new job. And because of that new job, I have a lot of time constraints right now because I'm working anywhere from like 40, maybe 50, not really 60 hours, but anywhere between 40 to 50 hours a week. And right now it's like, all right, bro, I'm high key busy. And then also, like I said, I mean, financially, I'm in a better position because I'm making more money than I was before. When I think I made like a video where it's like, like a day in my life. I was in the office. Office job was cool, but I'm making more money now, which I'm pretty, I'm grateful for, and things are gonna keep progressing as well. Now, the biggest one of all, y'all, was just the fact that it's wintertime. Wintertime's coming. It's approaching. It's getting cold. I really hate the cold. I hate working on the car when it's snowing outside. I had to do that last winter with the blue G35, and I'm just done. I went to get rid of the car before it started snowing and stuff, and it did start snowing. And luckily, I got rid of the car like the week before we got the first snowfall in the city. So, can't complain. And the biggest thing on them all, I'm finishing up my G35. So I got the older G35. I'm finishing up that. That car is actually going to be going to a shop soon because it needs the welding underneath. I don't have a welder. And the G37 has this finalized plan for like my final stage. That car's probably going to get pushed on the back burner for now, only because the G37 has like nothing that has something. And the stuff it needs, I kind of want to do them in like different packages, groups, to make it make more sense and then be a little more easier for me financially, and it's also like time wise. I'm probably gonna have like outsource some of that stuff and not do all of it myself. So because I need some like paint work, I want to get the undercoating done as well because I went to daily that car a lot, and while it looks really great and strong underneath, just wanted to get some touch ups. I want to do some like bushings and stuff done, which I probably won't do because I don't really feel like taking the time to press out bushings take a long time, and I'd rather have a shop just do it if they already have the press. So a couple of things that car's actually gonna have to go to the shop for to do, just because I don't have the resources to do it myself yet. In the future, I will, but I see the smile. The plan for something new, I've been saying it for a while now, is finally in this final stage. I even went to look at the car, reviewed it and stuff. Well, I reviewed it, but I looked it over, just talked about some pricing and stuff, negotiating some things. Right now, I'm just in the works of making sure that financially I'm great. I always tell people look for financial smart purchases. So right now, I'm being patient. I'm waiting a little bit longer because I just want to have more money under my belt before I just say, yeah, let me get the car right now. Is it still going to be there when I'm ready? Who knows? It's the holiday time right now. Today is actually Christmas Day. I'm recording this. So the odds are, probably not a lot of people is going to buy that car right now. Maybe most people probably looking to buy a car. It's probably going to be after January 1st, or like realistically that week after. So maybe like January 7th, January 10th, when people are like, oh yeah, I'm ready. Me? Try to make some moves soon because I want to beat the people who are probably going to try to snag it before me. So y'all stay tuned for that because I got some good news about that, and I'll start leaking some of those information as we get closer after I actually secure the car as well. When I actually secure the car, not if, when. But overall, y'all, I took a loss. Am I mad? No. Am I happy? Not really. But I guess I'm more so happy that I went through the experience and I had the experience. You can't win on every car, y'all. This is my third car I sold, and unfortunately, this is the one I lost money on. Now, I made money on the first two, which probably felt really good. Especially the first one felt really good. But the third one was not the charm, and that was the one that I took a loss on. But still probably taught me the most out of all the cars I sold. So I really can't complain. Now, if you guys ever lost money on a car, or you bought a car, you thought that was going to make you some money, you didn't, drop it down in a comment below. Let me know what car it was. I'm pretty interested to read some of the stories. If you guys have any of those. My lost car was the 08 G35, the Silver Surfer that surfed away too far. I didn't make no money. But subscribe if you guys want real car content, not just on a BS highlight reel. None of that stuff over here. It's just going to be, the good and the bad all mixed in, because you guys want the full overall experience of owning a car and being into the car scene, being into the car enthusiast, being into the car market. I want to give that from my standpoint, 100% authentically as much as I can. And y'all, I'm just getting started, so stay tuned. Peace.